Hey, it's Stacy Tuttle with Bridges 527. Just wanted to share a quick thought that I had the other day. Been reading through the Gospels and doing it chronologically. So just hearing the different perspectives of how stories are told. And it suddenly reminded me of the movie Hoodwinked. And if you've seen that, it's older. It's been out for a bit. But the whole thing, it's kind of this Fletch throwback, but you have the story of Little Red Riding Hood told over and over and over from the detective is getting everybody else's, different perspectives on the same story. And so this is how you end up solving the crime in the show, because you're hearing, everybody has a different perspective on who's the villain and how it happened. And you're totally like, oh, the bad wolf is obviously bad. And then you hear it from his perspective and he wasn't the villain at all. And so you kind of, there's something about getting multiple. This is why if there's a crime scene, you always have to get multiple perspectives. Everybody has it from their perspective, right? And so I just was thinking a way to tie, as you're watching Hoodwinked with children, or as you're going through the Gospels, like, why do you have 4 Gospels? That just kind of made that connection for me, that especially if you're working with other people, like, why would you tell that? You've got this kid's story, Hoodwinked, that does the very same thing, and you get different perspectives and different layers of understanding and revelation. And each of the Gospels is telling it, making a slightly different emphasis, and they're also talking to different people groups. And so anyways, I just thought it was kind of a cool connection to bridge that gap between Hoodwinked and this is how the process works for me. Like, I haven't seen that movie in a gazillion years, and all of a sudden I'm reading the Gospels and I'm like, oh, this is like what Hoodwinked does. And so so often, like, spiritual truths will come home to me or make sense in a different way because I will connect them to some sort of story that I have experienced in my own life, watched, seen, whatever, but something in our time that will kind of become, that makes spiritual truths more relevant. So it's just about, like, keeping our eyes open, our minds, looking for teachable moments for ourselves, first and foremost. How does God want to speak to me? But then hopefully, we're also equipping each other to speak into those moments in other people's lives as well. So there you go.